Hello friends, welcome to another video of Jobs Gurukul. Please subscribe the channel for tips on resume writing, interview preparation, job search, college selection and career advice. So going ahead, send your resume now for a free review and corrections at origoacademy@gmail.com and we will treat all your data as confidential. So friends, resume is the most important tool that you have when you are searching for a job, because based on the resume either you can get selected or rejected in getting an interview call. So over the years I have seen a pattern of mistakes. By going through resumes of many people, I am seeing a pattern of mistakes which 95% of the candidates are making. So the purpose of this video is to identify which are those common mistakes which 95% of the candidates are making, so that I can tell you and how to avoid that. So friends, without wasting any more time, we are here at a sample resume, and let me take you step by step to point out which are the 5 common mistakes which 95% of the candidates make while making their CV. So this is a CV shared by one of our viewers who had submitted his CV for a review at Origo Academy, and this is the CV where we have removed the private and personal details basically regarding the job applicant, and you can see there is no mention of any name or anything, any personal details. All have been removed as we treat data with utmost importance, and due respect is given to the privacy of the candidate, whosoever CVs we view. Okay, and we are reviewing this today to identify which are the top mistakes made by 95% of the candidates. So let us start by coming to the first one. So here you must be seeing that what is the mistake. This space is blank. See, this is the mistake made by top 95% of the candidates, that this space that you see here is the white space, which is the border basically, and this space is at the eye level. So this is the first thing which is seen by the recruiter when he sees your CV, and all this space is actually blank. Okay, so the thing is that and the recruiter basically sees a candidate CV for at max 5 to 8 seconds, not more than that, because any recruiter has a lot of CVs at hand to select from, and the CVs which make the best impact are the ones who will get shortlisted for the interview. So why waste this space? Okay, now I'm not telling you to fill every portion of the space, but this space is of utmost importance, because this is at eye level, and you can use this space to mention the profile highlights here point wise. Okay, for this space you can mention that, say if you are an MBA from IIM. Okay, so you can mention as IIM MBA, or you can write like MBA from IIM. Let me write that for you. MBA, you can mention IIM Bangalore. Okay, IIMB. Okay, and then you can give space, and then you can write that where you have done the internship. So HUL internship. Okay, so something like this, man, something like this. So you have to mention the key highlights of your profile, so that immediately the recruiter will see that this candidate is different from the rest. This candidate has certain peaks in his profile which will act as a marker, and the recruiter will end up selecting you because of the difference in your CV, the peaks that you have mentioned. First of all, start your resume with immediately trying to make a difference. Okay, you can also mention, say if you are a LinkedIn top voice. Okay, top voice 2021, say 2021. Okay, if you have if you are a LinkedIn top voice, or you can also mention micromasters. Yeah, you can mention, say, any different or any important additional qualification that you have gained. Micromasters, say upgrade, or you can mention, yeah, sorry, you can mention not actually this, but you can mention AI ML, something like this. Okay, and then you can continue mentioning. So similar to like this, you can mention some of the things which are the most important of your CV in the CV, and this will give a crisp, very like you have to in a very small, in a very crisp manner, that will give you this will give the recruiter a summary of your profile. Okay, now this is the first mistake that candidates do not write anything here, where if you are mentioning something, it is not taking up much space, not looking as cluttered, but it is coming out very well, and it is the first thing which it will hit the recruiter, is that this guy is an MBA from IIM, whereas he has to if you had not mentioned in here, he would have to go through the entire profile, searching through your MBA college, BTech college and everything. Then the second peak is HUL internship. Then the third peak is some maybe LinkedIn or any recognition that you have got. You can not necessarily LinkedIn, you can mention that award received by the company, additional qualification, anything. Okay, anything which is of any peaks that you have achieved. Okay, now coming to the second mistake which candidates do. So many candidates I've seen are writing career objective. Now when you are applying to a job, you need not mention any career objective. Your objective is to get that job. So additional space is wasted because of this, where candidates writing this section. This section is not at all required. You can do away with this section. Okay, this section is not at all required. Career objective, HR see that when you are applying for a particular job, say for a marketing position, then your career objective is to get that job. Okay, you need not give an essay, and this is just general bullshit. To gain a dynamic and challenging role in area of mechanical engineering, blah blah blah, this is of no use for the recruiter. Okay, so this is the second mistake. Now coming to the third mistake, see here the candidate has mentioned the main projects that he has handled during the graduation. Okay, the candidate is a mechanical engineer and this is the projects which he has mentioned. Now my problem is that this section is coming very should come just beneath academic qualifications. Okay, this section should come just beneath academic qualifications, and also this section should be made in a proper manner. Okay, this project, the person is not knowing whether how many he's done, the 4 projects or is it 1 project. Okay, so this is a completely basically wrong way to mention the projects that you have done as a part of your graduation. Okay, the most important thing out of these that the recruiter should notice is that you have done a project, but you have not mentioned what is the benefit of the project. Okay, so design of 3D working IC engine in Cassia software. Okay, so you have to mention what is the use of the design. Okay, what is the purpose, why you have done this project. Okay, design, you can mention that it is being studied by the university or it is being used by the students. That will show the usability of the project. Okay, whether it is just a project which has made some impact or not, you need to capture in here. So project section you need to make properly, not like this. You need to mention, I will show in another video how to capture the main project section of your CV. Okay, the fourth mistake which candidates I've seen making is that they mention the work experience, going like half of their CV they have made, and the remaining half in the remaining half they are mentioning the work experience, whereas when you are a working professional you need to begin with the work experience. So it will come at the very top in place of career objective. Maybe it will some graduation, maybe you can start with academic qualification, but immediately then you will need to come to the work experience section. Okay, and you should not mention it in this way, like it is looking completely unstructured. You should mention the company name, you should mention what work you have done, and you should mention the period for the roles which you have handled. Okay, and this section is the most important section. It is the section which is going to get a shortlist for you. Okay, and if you screw up this section, okay, you are not going to get the shortlist for any interview call. Okay, so this section is of utmost importance for people who are working professional. For students, I understand this section will not be there, so they don't need to care about this. They need to focus on the projects section. Okay, Coming to the last mistake which I have seen is the personal profile. So candidates waste a part of their CVs making and entering like details which are not at all required. When you are applying for a job, you have already uploaded when you your profile. For example, when you're applying to through naukri.com, all your profile, all your status, gender, everything is already there in the profile. You do not need to mention anything in the CV. So this section is completely not required, and also the declaration section is completely not required. When you have when you are giving the interview, after that all your document verification, everything will be done. So if you have made any wrong statements or given any wrong details, then it will come, you will not get the job. Okay, so never lie in any stage of your interview, in any stage of your selection. Always be truthful, and this section is entirely not required. Personal profiles, at max what you can do is you can again use the bottom section. You can use this section to mention basically the date of birth. You don't need to mention the date of birth, gender. Obviously from your name the person will know. Okay, you don't need to mention this. And the HR is not selecting you to understand your marital through your marital status. In some jobs it may be of importance, but you can mention some details like your email ID, like George @gmail.com, something like this in small caps. Actually, George123 @gmail.com. Then you can mention your phone number as 91, some random number which I have mentioned here. Okay, then you can mention the city or address that you belong to, say Marine Drive, Mumbai. Okay, and you can mention your LinkedIn profile link also you can give, like xxx yyzzz at LinkedIn. So you can mention the LinkedIn profile. Okay, linkedin.com. Okay, so the HR will directly copy paste this link and they will visit the LinkedIn profile of yours, and this information is enough for the personal details. You do not need to, at the point when your CV is being selected, you do not need to give more information than what I have mentioned here. Okay, and see how beautifully we have mentioned all the personal information, and we have saved all the space in the CV which you can use to write something of value. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that we can continue bringing good videos, high quality videos for you over and over again. Thank you. Bye bye.